as well. So slightly different time. We're doing it now on a Monday just to test out different times. We've done it a bit earlier as well, based on where people are from, so that we can see which times get the most live viewers, because obviously we want as many questions as possible so that it can help you to grow your affiliate business. So I'm going to give people a couple of minutes just to enter, and then we'll get started. So today we're going to have a training session on building a brand with Canva. So I'll go into step-by-step details on what I do with my own affiliate websites. And then we'll also go into a Q&A session. So obviously any questions, please feel free to drop a comment in the description, in the comment section, and I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes for some people to join. It's a bit of an impromptu Q&A, just set it up on Friday, so we'll see how many people we get. If we don't get too many, that's not a problem. We can still do the training, and I'm sure it'll be helpful for everyone that does it. It's definitely something that has helped my sites and give my sites more of an authority look and feel, and that definitely obviously does help. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes, and I'll put a comment in the descriptions as well, just to let you know what time to skip ahead to, and that'll be the time that the actual Q&A session does actually get started. Obviously, if you've got any questions at the end of the session when you're watching the recording, then feel free to ask them in the comments as well, and I'll be more than happy to answer any of those. And if you are watching the recording and you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like, thumbs up, and the bell so that you are notified when we do another Q&A session. So I'm just going to head straight into this now. So let's have a quick look. I'll just share my screen. Here we go. So, like I say, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer them live. And at the end of this, we'll have the Q&A session as well, just in case anybody has any comments on or questions in marketing in any way. So this training is all about building a brand around your website. So that would include getting a color palette, getting the colors right, getting logo, and basically getting the branding into your featured images for your posts. And the reason why I feel that this is important is because it's going to help improve your conversion rate as well as your SEO. If you've got a branded site, it's going to look more authoritative, more trustworthy, and therefore people are going to trust more what you're saying and therefore purchase the products through your affiliate link. The other reason why it helps is if you're doing outreach for backlinks, a company is more likely to link back to your website if it looks like an authority rather than being a standalone WordPress installation with no logo, just the site title and things like that, no actual branding. So that's why I feel that branding is definitely important. It does build that authority and that trustworthiness. And the great thing is that you can do it for free. You don't actually have to pay anyone to design you a decent logo. It's more than possible to do it for free using tools such as Canva or Snapper, which is another tool very similar to Canva. Now, the great thing is that Canva provides templates you can work with if you wanted to, or you can just create a blank one like I've done here for these two. Now, the first thing that we need to do when it comes to branding is to actually work out our color scheme. So I use a free tool through Adobe, again, you can just Google this Adobe color palette. It's simply color.adobe.com. And here you can create 5 color palettes. And this is really useful because it allows you to get the color scheme for your website. And you want 5. You want a main primary color, which is going to be your main brand color. You have an accent color, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, which is basically the complete opposite to your branded color, your primary color. And that color is going to be your call to actions because it's going to stand out against the rest of your website. As well as that, we then have a standard white color, a off-white color, and then a dark version of the primary color. And that then gets used in your featured images and in your footer. So the first thing we're going to do is pick our primary color. And I'm just going to grab this here and move this around. And as you can see, these change depending on how they work in conjunction together. So I want to remove that because I want to do it all manually. So I'm going to click this custom button here, and then these will move independently. So what I'd simply do next is just go through these colors and find the color that I want for my primary brand color. So a lot of this, you want to think about psychology of your website. So depending on the niche, might depend on what your primary color is. If you're looking at health and fitness, then you might look at a blue or a green. If you're looking finance or money, you might look at yellow. If you're looking at more of a masculine site and power kind of site, then you might look at something more in the reds. And then something that is more aimed at the female market, then you might go more into the purples and the pinks and whatnot. And that's obviously very stereotypical. That's not always the case, but it's just the psychology around the size, the actual colors. So we're going to just look for a primary color, and I'm going to go for a nice dark blue, I think. So we're going to go for something like this, and then we're just going to make it a little bit darker. So that's going to be our primary color. And then we want our accent color, our standout color that's going to be complete opposite to our primary color. So I'm going to use this one. So as you can see, here's our primary color. If we go completely opposite, then this would make a typical good call to action. And you could go a little bit more into the red side of things. So that looks quite good. That completely does stand out from this blue. So I might go for something like that. And that would also work well if we went for more of a green color. So we can see that stands out quite nicely. I want something a bit more pastel-y. So let's have a look, and then we might tone that down a bit. So something like that could work really well as well. But we're going to stick to the blue that we had, I think. So we're going to go for that one. That one looks fine. And then we're going to go for a standalone white. So that'll be the white. And then we want an off-white as well. So we'll put that to white. And then we can just move it a little bit. So then we have an off-white. And the reason we have an off-white is that can be used on the site to make certain text stand out a little bit more. So you put the text in front of that, and it'll just make it stand out away from the rest of your content. And then we have a dark version of this color. So we're going to pick this color, and then we're going to literally just make it dark like so. And then there we have our 5 colors for our color palette. Simple as that, completely free, and it just gives you a bit more of an idea of how your website's going to look. And then we want to go into Canva and create our actual logo for our site. And like I said, we're going to do it completely free. You can pay for a Canva account. It's like $10 a month. And you get access to the brand kit, which allows you to create color palettes, create fonts, things like that. And then it also gives you access to stock images, so that's perfect for obviously featured images, but there are quite a lot of things in there for free as well. So we're going to go back to our stuff here. Let's create a logo. So typically for the logos, I'll create a square one and a more of a horizontal one. And the reason behind that is that the square one is going to be more for social profiles later down the line. And then the horizontal one is going to be for on the website above the header or next to the menu, however you've got your site designed, and that just hopefully make it pop. So we're going to load this up. And this is simply just a 500 by 500 square. And what we're going to do is bring in some text. And we're just going to pop in some text. And hopefully you know your website URL. So I'm going to go for, don't have one, should have thought about this really. We'll use one that I'm using for the affiliate training that I'm working on. So there we go. So it's basically what I'm using for the affiliate training on you. So we'll pop that down there for now. And then what we'll do is look at the fonts, and there's quite a lot of good fonts in here. So we're just going to, we'll leave that one like that for now, make it bigger. And then this one will change the font. So we'll go for, let's go for something that will make it stand out and is a bit more like niche relevant as well. So we'll go for, that's not too bad, that's not bad. And just doing it as a different font does help make it just stand out a little bit more. And you want something that's easy to read. So I do like that one, but I'll use that quite a bit, to be fair. That's not bad. A lot of it is just looking with your eye. I mean, some of them you just won't pick. So for instance, this one just would not look good at all. So let's have a look. That's not a bad one. Okay, I think let's go for that one. That looks good. And then we'll just stretch this up like that. And then we'll pop it in the middle. We're going to have a move around again shortly. And then we're going to go and get our colors. So our blue is this one. Copy that. And we'll put that in here like so. And then we'll get this one. And we'll put that in here like so. And there we go. And then what we'll do is get some form of icon that is relevant to the niche. So we're going to go to elements, and then we're going to put in fitness. And you can see here you've got Pro, which is obviously if you paid for it, but there are free ones as well. Obviously the Pro ones tend to be, tend to look a little bit better, but there are some really good free ones available. I mean, this one's pretty cool. So let's put, it's not really a couple, but let's put that in there for the time being, just till we find some alternatives. That one's not bad. We'll see. So it's just literally a case of going through these and finding one that, we feel is suitable for the site and the niche. So let's keep having a look. These ones are pretty cool as a couple basis. Let's have a quick look. So we go. See if we can sort that. these are pro, but there's still going to be some free ones around. Let's see if we pop in a filter and apply and have a look. You don't want obviously any animation, so it's going to take attention off. Let's just literally stick to fitness and all the free ones. So let's have a look. Again, whilst we're doing this, if you've got any questions, please put them in the comments, and more than happy to answer anything that you've got. So we're going to stick with this one, I think. I think that looks fine. And we will, it doesn't look too bad, but what I think we might do is you can either make this one your darker color. Sorry. So we have a darker color here. So we could make it, oops, what we're doing. The dark version, and then this maybe the off-white, or you can actually just use these completely. So let's just, oops, excuse me, put that on black, put this one on black as well. And then this, we want to have our blue. Where's our blue? So we'll copy that and we'll use this one, that blue, and then this one for that. And that's not too bad. Don't know if I particularly like that. I liked the color of this being blue, to be honest with you. I think that stood out more. So what I might do is, it's all about just having a play around till you find something that that you're happy with. So we're going to stick that to there, and then we're going to stick this one to be more like that. That's okay. I think that looks fine. But you get the idea. Could be doing this for hours, and I have done. So we have our square logo now. So there's our square logo for our socials. Next, we want to take this and create a more of a horizontal one for our website. And it's really easy to do. We can literally just copy this, pull up our horizontal logo that we've got here, and paste that in there, and then paste the text, copy and paste the text, and then bring it in. And then we can also make it a bit bigger to use up a bit more of this space that we have. A bit more. And there we have it. So there's the potentially the one that would have on our website at the top on the header, and it's as simple as that. And then what we'd do is now we've got the logo sorted, we'd then look into creating the featured images, and these are just the templates for the featured images. And the good thing about having a templated feature images is it just helps to build that brand awareness around your website. Everything looks consistent, your branding looks consistent, and the featured images are a really good way of improving your click-through rate. More people get the attention grabbing of those featured will force people to click through to that piece of the content, and hopefully keep reading that content and then clicking through. So creating a featured image is really simple. We just use the Facebook post template, so it gets the sizing that we want perfectly. And then we can just look for an image that's relevant to the piece of content that we're writing on. So if we're going to be doing a testosterone boosting article, then we might have an energetic man. Maybe not. No, maybe not. Okay, so let's have a look at some of these, and then we can, many of these are going to be pro, to be fair, because they're the typical stock images that we have. But you can use a free stock site that has the free stock images, and then simply just upload them and then import them in, and that'll work perfectly fine. So what we're going to do is grab one of these. So I'm going to grab, what's that one look like? Maybe not that one. It depends on what obviously the piece of content is about. You know, you can go through the images and find something that is more relevant to the actual article that we're writing. So we're going to look for, let's go for something like that one. That's fine. And then we're going to bring in the branding that we have. So we want to put in some text. So we'll push in some text. And this is going to be typically what you'd use to get attention. So best Australian rooster 2021. And obviously it's far too big, so we're going to knock that down a bit. And we will put that there. I'll just copy that as a new one. Let's bring this along. A bit smaller again. There we go. And then we want it to stand out, so we're obviously making it white like so, and then we're going to bring in a box like this, and this will just basically be used to make it stand out. And we're going to put another line under there as well. So let's center align that and bring it across. And then we'll add a bit of transparency to this so that we can see like that. And we're going to set this to our dark color. So this one. Like so. And then we might copy, paste this one. And then we'll make this a bit smaller. So it's just to grab, obviously, the attention of the visitor. So let's just move this down. Obviously, you'd be researching your own titles. This is just making it up on the spot. And then we might actually add in something just to break it up a little bit. So we might have that there, which is going to be our main color, just to get a bit of a branded color in there as well. And then we will oops, put on back there. Move this up, put that up. And then this one will go there. And we can either use it the same color, or we could use our standout color on there instead and make that stand out a little bit more. I think actually both of those look good, like that color. And that makes it stand out quite nicely. And then there we have it. It's a pretty basic featured image, but it does work really well just to, you know, grab people's attention. And if you're looking on a website that's got these featured images, it can work really well. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So just a quick quick training session really on creating a bit of branding for your site and making your site look a little bit more authoritative and a bit more authentic. So we went through Adobe to create a color palette. Then we went and created a logo for socials and a logo for our website, and then creating a featured image template. So what you can do when you're creating other posts is literally just swap the image out, change the text, and just keep this here, and that will help to make it all stand out. And you can do anything really. You can also add borders around this box with your color scheme on there. You can add icons. So yeah, you can do quite a lot to make it look good, look authentic, should I say, and just make it look really good. I'm going to go into a lot more detail on this subject within the UM training course, so obviously keep a lookout for that if you don't know already. But that is it really. Yeah, hope that helps with that bit of training. Obviously, if there's any questions, please do feel free to put them in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer those. Don't think we do at the moment. So I'll give it 5 or 10 minutes or so, or a couple of minutes. So yeah, if you have any questions, please do put them in the comments. And like I said, I do think that creating this kind of branding really does help with building trust and authenticity. You're going to get a lot more people coming onto your website, staying on your site, and clicking through to your additional content, or actually following your advice on product reviews if you are looking trustworthy. If your site isn't just the standard WordPress installation with the URL on the top for the title. And like I said at the start, it's going to be a lot easier for you to be able to build backlinks, because people are going to see that your site is an authority within the niche that you're in, because it looks authoritative. It doesn't look like a typical affiliate website where someone's just stuck a WordPress site up and got a domain name and not bothered looking into the actual business side of it and building a brand of your own. So that's going to be more and more important in 2021, and the fact that you're building that trust and that authority, and yeah, that doesn't dismiss anything else when it comes to SEO. You still have to have good on-page SEO. You still have to have good backlinks. Those things are essential, but it's going to be more for getting the conversions out of visitors, getting them to do what you want to do in terms of putting an email address in or buying a product, and also, like I say, building backlinks. So it doesn't look like we have any questions at the moment. So I will end the stream here. Obviously, if you do have any questions, anything related to this, please do put it in the comments below. And until next time, bye for now.